buy. No, you get to make one
This is why
flavor.
I'm a Coke person. No Pepsi.
Well,
no Pepsi,
I don't know
only
that you
Coke.
want to do that because here is Coke Dreamland. This is what dreams taste like.
It's not. They tasted weird. But here's the twist on the s'mores Pepsi. You could only get it if you post about it on social media and have enough follow. Like you can't. They don't even sell it in a store.
Oh, so this is something that went wrong in the factory.
Hi everybody, and
a
welcome to
small amount.
Civilized Age, one of our Star Wars games here. We did our typical thing where we came into it while everyone is talking, and I don't know. Oh, also,
I'm still trying to fathom this Pepsi. I'm sorry.
the s'mores Pepsi.
Yeah, you broke my mind that those.
I
are
don't
there.
like it.
Well,
Yeah.
guys.
Also, how do you get you can't just do it like a 1-to-1-to-1, right? Because that's not how a s'more tastes.
No,
We gotta
they
have, like-
they give you ingredients for if you're a person who wants this, it's this. I'm interested in trying chocolate Pepsi. I don't like Pepsi. I don't drink. The only time I drink sodas is when a new one comes out. I did try Coke Dreamland, and I am going to say Sophia Distracted. Fruit punch and cola. That seems correct.
I like the thing.
Oh, that's
that
not bad.
you
I thought it
here.
was just like strawberry cream.
The coffee and Coke.
Coffee and Coke.
Yeah, I am mad at how good that is.
Ugh.
So good. They don't sell it at my Targets anymore.
But
Wait.
yeah, there's definitely like been a rundown on it. I'm sure like they're having a hard time getting beans because if the global temperature rises 1 more degree, coffee dies.
And then tea inherits the earth, as was written. I'm sure
I
tea
like
did.
this standing desk. I have so much more mobility.
Well, okay, you and mobility and a virtual background is maybe not gonna work great.
I think it works well.
Thank you.
Yeah, there is a Coke that tastes like cotton candy. Oh, also, yes, hello everyone. Sorry, we're talking about sodas and nonsense. My name's Philip. I'm the Cosmic Force. But Cosmic Force, isn't it Living Force? Usually, but maybe what? Okay.
No, I'm the living force.
You're the Living Force. Anyway, yes, this is one of our Star Wars games. This one is set 600 some odd years after the time of Luke Skywalker, which is the weird way they used to phrase it in the old 90s comics. Phrasing it as the time of Luke Skywalker. I think that's fun. So this is a Star Wars game. It is using our D100 system that's kind of based on the Chaosium basic role-playing system. It's a roll under percentile system. So you hear a lot of numbers ranging from 1 to 100 and people being excited when they roll low and being not excited when they roll high. Surrounding me are wonderful players. Everyone, here's what I want this to be. All right, players. When I say your favorite players, I want you all to either say marshmallow, chocolate, graham cracker, or I hate s'mores. So you say marshmallow, chocolate, graham cracker, or I hate s'mores. All right, and
It depends on the context.
oh my
What
gosh,
if you like s'more? Can you just do s'more?
no, you have to pick
I'm
one.
allergic to chocolate.
That's grim. Wow.
Then you pick one of the ingredients.
Well, then don't.
Marshmallow?
I
Then
know which one I'm gonna pick.
then if
gonna
you
work.
pick chocolate, that's a bad call.
It is.
All right. So,
I make a really good pumpkin fluff that
Just-
is really good with graham
Let me-
crackers, and that time.
let me
okay.
cue you guys so you can say your stuff, but you really should only be saying one thing. And joining me tonight are our wonderful players. Say what you like about s'mores, players.
Chocolate.
S'more.
Marshmallows.
You said s'more anyway. You
Oh,
son of a gun dark. Well, in any case, yes, James from Texas, Star Wars Legacy. Oh yeah, did I read a bunch of that? Yep, I did. I said I'm gonna go further in time, but I'll still have R2 show up in my future, like he does in Legacy with old Cade Skywalker. Yeah, that's fun stuff. Well, this has gotten off to an oddly contentious start. Speaking of oddly contentious things, you may notice that the Train Sadie-Tell is not present tonight.
Of course he's not.
That is because he is.
You were waiting
He's,
to say
he's
that.
gotta go find out what Jacket Girl can bring to the piloting table. I'm sure.
He is gonna go
You know
talk
what?
to.
I'm sure
hope
I
he
am
finds
still a
what
better
he's looking
pilot.
for.
He wants to
I
talk to.
hope he finds it.
No, he's not. He knows he can't date Jacket Girl. He knows what you're gonna be mad about. He doesn't do that.
I wouldn't be mad about that.
He is interested. God, you guys don't understand the pressures that Train's under. Anyway, yes, Train is not here tonight. I have sort of indicated to Dan that I will do my damnedest to to this week
Your
only.
dandest?
My dandest. Haha. This week only, I am going to attempt to, though Elbrand will still pop up, I will voice that Elbrand sucks. So like, I will still describe Elbrand Brunt as being cool, but I will give a voice to the voiceless, which in this case is a man.
Oh, and it's just wrong, you know, because Elbrand is great.
I hate that guy more than anything. Oh my god. There you go. That's all you get of Train. Ooh. So yes. But let's talk a little bit about what's going on here in our Civilized Age game. In our last session, our group ventured to the sliver of freedom at the far galactic northeast of the galaxy. They were searching for information on the planet Exo, where Abriel and Train believe their children were taken, or believe their children might have somehow been transported to. Arriving at a planet called the planet names here are preposterous, Erilnar, which was a former capital of the Centrality, the region they're in now. It seems that Tuned is kind of the major sort of capital in this part of the Sliver of Freedom. They sort of set out to find a spacer, a sort of a kind of a more like out there type pilot who could provide them with guidance on reaching this planet of Exo, or even give them any clue as to where they start. And as Train pointed out, here's what Train is the one who did this, so give him credit and not Elbrand. Upon arriving here, they met an individual in one of these places. Her name was Fujola, a Dracelian. And she basically was unfamiliar with Exo, but did know, rather than saying, do you mean Exegol? She mentioned a planet called Exokron. And Train was like, finally a lead that's not the one we know it's not. So you guys kind of considered hiring her on. The problem is she does need a good number of beads, which is the currency here in the Sliver of Freedom. Beads rather than credits, just to complicate things for you. But she also provided a clue about the Spherifex's cryptic words about beyond the living into the cosmic, perhaps pertaining to differing understandings of the Force among the ancient Jedi. Other nonsense that happened here. God, there was as much as this was a scary planet, they got into a lot of shenanigans. R2 kind of flew the Count's Vigor around, avoiding like having to pay a docking fee and getting measured and getting the ship repainted by an interesting Ishitib. The group also encountered some of the occupants of this bar, the Broken Turret. This includes a love-struck woman who really just wonders how things went so wrong with Polina, as well as Jacket Girl, everybody's favorite spacer, the Adventures of Jacket Girl. I think she needs I want a Shark Boy and Lava Girl titled series, or like style series, where it's something in Jacket Girl, and people are like, what is a Jacket Girl? Because it kind of sounds gross.
Hey, at least I have my backup character now.
Perfect.
Oh my god, I can talk like that too.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yeah, let's get rid of.
Oh my god, isn't that so good?
Mara Jade, more like Mara Lame. Anywho, so basically we met some interesting folks. We also heard, actually Jacket Girl did provide one bit of useful information. One kind of as you know, was sort of like what, like in the video game terms, like highlighted. She was highlighted for a moment, and you pressed A to talk to her, and you saw like an all caps thing, and we're like, all right, maybe that's something to follow up on, kind of situation. She spoke about how in the corporate sector there is a Spacers Archives, basically some kind of compendium that is probably not as trustworthy as the Royal Cartography Guild in the center of the galaxy, but that is also much less discriminating in what it lets in, so there's going to be a lot more rumor, conjecture, sort of stuff like that to pour through. Whether or not Mara spoke with this woman to get that information or just overheard her talking about that, I will certainly leave up to Mara, because, you know, it's Jacket Girl. She's an intimidating person. I get it. It's hard. Like, it's the idea of, like, going up to her and talking to her is hard. I get it. Her jacket.
He just insulted my cool jacket, so my vintage jacket.
Also, should note, another thing about Jacket Girl. Forgot about this because of an offhand comment I made about vintages. Jacket Girl is so interested in.
She's a sugar baby.
I don't think that's it. She's financially independent.
Oh, she just. I'm not gonna yuck somebody's yum.
I think she just has like granddaddy issues, basically. So, point is, when Zell showed up in his Narnipond thing and hearing about the jacket stuff, he made himself have a jacket. She wanted on it. So anyway, with that, most of the group left to deal with R2's price situation, but R2 kind of handled that himself by just handing over some of his former attachment statues. Rather than dip into party funds, just like, there you go. And then
they were nice.
So the rest of the group is there, but Marimara wanted to stick around and get some of this information, such as the Spacer's archives or some of this other stuff. But then this strange figure with these kind of sunken eyes came to her and sort of determined that she had the power and said that she had a different kind of feeling to her, something old. He basically offered to give her old answers if she would come with him. She declined, but then, as often, I've always found the way to get a girl to follow you somewhere, right? Is to tell her to come with you. If she says no, then what you do is you say okay, then go to the door, then look at her, and then leave. 9 times out of 10, she stays there. But every 10th time, she does follow you, and that's the best odds I've found so far.
I don't know what that says about me as a player, but
no, it's all good.
I've accidentally created monsters, so you're not doing too bad.
it's just the chaos. I mean, how am I not gonna, as a player, follow the person that says follow me into a dark alley? Of course I'm going to.
Because of the sort of drama of that, we are I'm going to not do like an edgy thing. Instead, we will start with Mara.
Okay,
So Mara,
good.
you step out into this alley. It is getting on towards dusk. You see this kind of figure in his robe kind of like disappearing around sort of like into like one of the corners near this broken turret. You if you guys recall, the broken turret is on a building that had a ship crash on it at some point, so it's kind of, there are some like kind of more like hidden little areas you can walk around that have, you know, like some like beams have fallen out, creating, you know, little coverings or awnings. So he's kind of going around the side of the building.
I follow.
As you follow after him, he's not walking sort of super quick. You could easily even catch up with him if you wanted, but if you want to give him like a little bit of lead, you can also do that.
I'll give him like I'm not gonna walk up next to him at all, and I'm gonna have my like hands at the ready to grab weapons.
Hands and weapons and such at the ready. So he sort of leads you around kind of around the side of the building, and then he comes to a Durasteel like blast shielding style door, which he approaches, and kind of he sort of looks around, making sure there's no one there, but he doesn't even really look at you of that. He's kind of just making sure he's not being observed by anyone else. And he then kind of just kind of like sort of, it seems like he almost sweeps it aside, and steps into it, and it's almost like there's a curtain that has some kind of holographic projection on it that when it falls back down looks like that blast door sitting there. And he disappears behind a curtain.
I have calm, right? We all have calm?
Yeah.
Before I go in, I'm just gonna calm the group and just say, following a lead. Come look for me in 10 minutes if you don't hear from me.
Is it Jacket Girl?
No. It's a mysterious man that I followed down an alley. Goodbye.
So, Marm, you
And I follow, and then I go in.
kind of go into the thing. You find that you're now in a pretty, whether this is a super narrow alley that got filled in above, or it's some kind of, access tunnel into a building, you're not sure. It bends a few times, but there are, and it's fairly dark, but there are some kind of, hovering drone lights here and there throughout, or kind of hanging from things. So you kind of walk through these patches of darkness, and you look down a corridor, and 10 meters that way, there's like a bare bulb. It's that kind of vibe. The walls are sort of have many pipes on them. Everything's kind of wet. You hear the hum of various power cables. The music that's currently playing is not the vibe. Hold on. This is way too bouncy. We need there we go. Spooky stuff. So as you sort of are walking through, there's an interesting feeling here. The corridors you can feel a certain amount of a presence here, but it's like something's diffracting or refracting, so you're not actually, you feel like you're not really getting a pinpoint of where people are. You just feel that okay, people are here, but you don't really even sense that guy, if you even really had said, you realize you were just following with your eyes now that you're here, kind of any passive looking out. It's just kind of everything in here is kind of strange or reflected. Nevertheless, he's not making it hard to follow him. You can kind of continue on. You pass a passage here or there. He turns down another passage. As you get to that area, you see that there is another person with the same kind of robe, another sunken-eyed figure, sort of sitting on a stool, and upon seeing you, this person kind of looks up, and then turns away and kind of rushes past that guy further down a hallway.
I memorized the route that I took to get here, by the way. I definitely know how to get out of this place.
I think
the passageways that I followed.
Given your history and such, I think that is absolutely no role required to do that. As you're sort of clocking the okay, third on the thing, this, and it the path does not seem actually roll psychology.
I rolled a 77.
Hey! Roll a d10.
7.
Everyone, 7 luck points. So,
you're welcome.
Luck. Thank you.
I'm even giving those to Train.
That's fair.
He's not here, but it'll be better for him to have them. I
now have 69 luck points, guys.
Put it in chat. Put it in chat. Everyone
Nice.
do it in chat.
Nice.
Nice. There we go. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
So excellent 77 there. So basically, you sort of kind of walk down another corridor. You know exactly where you are, but you also know that at this point you're it's interesting. Turning on the speed with the force, doing the run stuff, becomes much harder when you're very quickly turning a lot. You kind of don't get you're not at the point where you can really turn on the gas. So it probably would maybe take you a minute or two to run all the way out of here if it comes to it. But you follow around and find yourself. You find this figure in kind of it almost looks like a boiler room or something. But sci-fi version. There's some kind of power generator putting off sort of something. And he just kind of sort of turns back to you. I honestly don't remember exactly how he spoke. I know it was kind of eerie. I don't know if there was an accent or not, but there's a vibe from him of welcome to my office. And that other figure is in here, this other member of his species. Come. gestures for you to sit on, like a stack of Camtonos or some crate somewhere, and kind of just.
Yeah, I sit with my one hand on my blaster and one hand on my lightsaber, but like almost looking more like I'm crossing my arms.
Yeah.
But it's just like my hands are just there.
He notes your blaster, and his eyes kind of grow and say, "Another old thing. You are old."
I've heard. How do you know?
You feel different. I have an offer for you.
What kind?
I will tell you of ancient secrets. He picks up a kind of a bag nearby, and reaches into it, and he pulls out this gold filigreed mask. Kind of holds it up. I want you to make a lore roll.
What kind of lore roll? I have a couple. Is it a specific one for
A
me,
reasonable
or no?
question. For you, no, this is a basic lore.
Just a general lore roll? Okay.
General lore.
No, I got an 86.
You have, looks like a mask. I'll give you a freebie. Doesn't look like a Sith mask or anything.
Great. I'll just fail that. I won't even try to use a force point. We make it fun.
Do you recognize?
It's a mask. From a party of yours in the past, maybe.
It is from a very ancient time, not mine. I am not so old, but you are.
Are you calling me ancient?
Yes. You.
Just a few hundred years. You don't have to insult me like that.
You have seen the Zevone?
No response.
I will tell you ancient things in exchange for a taste of your power.
No. Doesn't sound like a good deal to me.
Do not turn it down so quickly. I don't need much. Power like yours would be interesting, would be more nourishing, more special. I do not need much. But you will learn things. I have much to tell.
Why do you want to tell me ancient secrets when I'm ancient myself? Who knows? I could know that information. You might not tell me anything I don't already know.
What do you want to know?
I don't think you can give me what I want.
Try me.
What's your name?
Marinwo. That's Marinwoh.
Marnwo. I think you can guess it's my name. You do not already.
I don't know your name. Should I? Are you some Jedi Knight? A Sith lady? That would make you very old.
I spit on the floor at both the notes of Sith and Jedi.
That's pretty baller.
And just look up at him like, I'm something other than that.
Yes.
But
Yes.
possibly you've heard of, I'll just say, I was a hand. And maybe if you know what that means, I can inform you on some other things.
Imperial. Yes. Your weapon. The scent of you, yes. The feeling of you. Like the feeling of the Empire. So brief, and yet so transformative. One of the hands of the Emperor.
I thought I was the hand, but I have learned that there were many. Unfortunately.
Thank you for telling us who you are.
I did not give you a name.
Names.
But you can know that.
Names are of less importance. There are surely questions you have. I may have answers. Provided you're willing to pay.
Why do you want my power?
Do you enjoy wine? Any favorite food? Any passions you have? Good tobacco? Fine spice? You are a different quality than those who are alive now. The power in you still resonates in an older way.
Well, I like anything that isn't poisoned, for starters. But I'll take a drink.
He kind of looks around at his like meager area, and he starts like laughing. And forgive me, I speak.
I thought you were offering.
No, you are the wine. Do you understand? The other one, behind him, kind of like has been rocking nervously, and suddenly begins to move toward you, Mara. Now, you can react and you can like draw a weapon as you want to, but I will say that just as this person grows close to you, I need you to make an endurance roll.
Okay.
There's this.
I'm not going to do anything yet, but
Yeah.
I have a hand on my weapons.
Understood. And that is under your physical
Endurance,
which, you know, you're pretty darn good at.
I see it. Yeah, I see it now. I was like, where is this in here? Okay.
No particular reason, Cosmic Force, but just a quick question.
Yep.
As part of my life scanner, life form scanner, is there like a way to store specific life form signatures?
I don't think you've got that like enterprise style scanners of like you don't have the transporter signatures style. Okay. No, I think you just
so if I was trying to find someone specific to me,
I think that would be in a
no particular question
in like a maze like tunnel. Yeah, probably.
You know.
I am just rolling so high today, but then I like looked back at my stat for it, and I was like, wow, I rolled exactly a 99.
So you rolled a 99.
I rolled a 99, and that is my endurance.
So the good news is you do succeed. Okay, perfect. This one moving towards you.
And I was gonna spend a force point though to re.
Oh yeah, of course.
Just because I was like, I know I succeeded, but I was like, I want to be higher on my endurance for this. Yeah. It is still just a general success.
Regular. Okay, gotcha.
I got 79. Or regular success. I got a 79.
So you're
so
sort of
high.
your endurance is strong, and you're able to kind of put up with it. And this is not a super deep thing. And also, this figure does not even reach you. This figure is just like running sort of towards you, kind of like, and like I'm sure you kind of like, you know, yeah, you like keep those up. And the one you're talking to, Marinwo, he kind of like just reaches up and grabs him and kind of holds him back. Nevertheless, as that person got close to you with a regular success, you do feel a certain cold drain. Please remove one force point Or one of your force points.
Just one of my force
Just one
points,
of your force
or like
points.
the current or the actual
Your
like,
current one. Yes.
Okay.
As this person kind of got close, and you can just feel like, and like your eye, there's a moment of like, like a watering of the eyes as he pulls that guy back and says, "Be gone." And the person is saying, "Exquisite. The force is so strong, but different." And he says, "Be gone." And the other one kind of looks at you greedily again, and then scampers down some other hallway. And he just kind of pauses, and you can see his hands flexing, and you can even sense perhaps he's willing himself into his own degree of restraint, but nevertheless he's kind of, "Forgive me, I did not wish to have anyone present when I spoke with you. Are you all right?"
I'm fine. There is something that is quite a mystery to me at the moment, and something that I would give for.
Yes.
Something that's a mystery of my past and my future at the moment. And maybe you have knowledge of a place I'm trying to find. It's possible, but you still haven't given me reason to trust you. That your information is sound.
My information is sound, and I will not provide you. I will not claim to know anything I don't know. Tell me the place you're looking for. What mystery of your past you need to solve. And what it is you want to know of your future. That one I probably cannot help with. But the others... The others I will do what I can.
Two things.
Two.
There's a woman who is my past and my future. And I am looking for her specifically. And I need to know who she is and why.
Can you describe her to me?
I can do you one better. I can I like, do I have like a data pad that has some of the footage from the...
Sure. Ooh, make a luck roll. That's a luck roll.
That's a luck roll. I was like, oh, do I have a data pad with like the stuff on it? Okay.
A luck roll if you thought to do that ahead of time, yeah.
Ooh. 14, so that's a an extreme success.
Yeah, so basically you
hard success.
Yeah, you any degree of success I'm impressed. But yeah, basically as it happens you're like, but we'll say that you have here's what you've got. With a hard success, you've got her like freeze framed in her perfect thing to show people like that. You know how like in one of the Star Wars things somebody like will hold up a thing and it's just like a little like, you know, like a 3D picture
like a spinning image.
Yeah, so you've got her to show. All right. So now, because this guy has a lot of information, his lore is high, but he doesn't know everything, and basically what you ask, he will roll for. That being said...
Yeah, I'm going to ask who she is.
I know her name. Oh, you have met her?
I traveled with her through time and space.
She is alive?
She is here in this time, like I am.
She would be a feast.
I am trying to find her.
Compared to you, she is... Oh, compared to you, she is a great tree and you are but a sapling.
Oh, that's nice. Well...
I will tell you her name and her history. In exchange...
Then you can... For her? Because you can probably have her after that.
No. For some of your power. I will tell you her name.
Wouldn't you rather have her power than mine? You just said she's a feast. So what if I bring her to you for your feast rather than my power?
You are willing to make a deal, you might give me power willingly. This one, I doubt that I could defeat you in combat, but I know that I would not survive a moment against the bride.
I'm sorry. I didn't catch that.
I didn't say it. We've yet to strike a deal. Her name and her history I can tell you. What is your other request?
Looking for a planet called Exo.
DM force point, damn it. I want him to get more of your power. Son of a 90. It was an 82, then a 92. He does not know about that. I'll say no roll required. You see this look pass on his face of like, I do not know. It is a planet.
Yes.
As I said, I am an honest man. I will not lie to you. I do not know of this planet, but this woman, her history, I will tell you in exchange for some of your power. Just a little.
Just a morsel? This much?
Yes. Just a bit.
Well, since you can't tell me about Exo, I guess there's one other thing that I would ask. How about that?
Yes, ask.
Because you're an honest man, and you would tell me ahead of time if you know it or not.
I will, yes, I will.
Do you know a way I can go back?
Back to the past.
Back to my time. Back for what I've lost. I have a life there. I mean, I could have a life there. I don't know what that future could hold for me there. But this future is not my time.
I will ask you a question. I asked you before and you did not answer. Did the Zevone bring you here? Or was it a Kashmir crystal?
I do not know what brought me here.
Did you find yourself... Did you find yourself bathed in an amber light?
If I answer, does this go towards the power that I give you, or is this just...
All right, I will ask. Did you find yourself bathed in an amber light? Did you find yourself standing on a pathway amidst the stars, far from any planet? In a world between worlds, did you find yourself there? Or the Zevone, did you encounter... Do you know the Zevone?
No.
Do you know them? Yes. He reaches back and he pulls out like a goes through a book and starts flipping through it. And he then sort of turns it over and shows you a drawing in this journal. It is a drawing of an alien with this kind of like mottled blue and green skin. A species that does, in fact, strike a chord with you. You don't know where you saw one of these things. You think it was around the time you encountered Lumia and the woman in the alley.
Mm-hmm.
But you believe that this thing was there, one of these aliens.
It is what you called a... What is this again?
Zevone. The Zevone Moros.
Yes, it was a Zevone, not a crystal. But I still don't know how, so do not ask that.
I do not need to know how. I know how. So, I can tell you of the woman. I can tell you of the Zavonay and how to find them. For if anyone can get you home, it's them. It may be beyond their doing, but they brought you here, didn't they?
And you definitely don't know about the planet Exo.
I am being honest. Believe me, there is nothing more I would like but rights to more of your force. But I'm an honest man.
Is he telling the truth?
Make a psychology roll.
It's a regular success. Trying to decide if I wanted to spend a force point or not, but it sounds like he's going to take some more of mine, so I'm not going to spend some in the moment.
You don't think he's like the most trustworthy person in the world. The thing he has said that has rung the most true to you is he knows he can't take you in combat. So, and the fact that he's like, I don't know about that, and he looked genuinely irritated that he didn't look like scared. You don't get any vibe of like, I know, but I wouldn't tell you that. It's more like, damn, no, I can't help with that. So you suspect that he will attempt to honor this deal. You know, you nevertheless aren't completely trustworthy, or you aren't completely trusting of him. But yeah, that's kind of that's the vibe that you get.
May I let my crew know where I am, where you're located, so they can come find me if needed? I told them that I was going off with someone.
I'd rather they not know.
I told them
this place, but very well. Very well.
Is there like a tracker thing I can turn on my comm?
You can kind of just turn your comm on so something will ping. Sure, that's fine. You can comm them if you want to.
I will. I'll turn it on and say everything's fine for the moment. I'm finding out information on our one-handed woman. So hold tight. And I just put it away.
It has been well past 10 minutes, so I've been actively scanning at some point.
Oh, understood. You guys were looking. Oh yeah, they've been talking. I mean, I guess we've been talking more than 10 minutes. So yeah, they probably were looking for you. So you guys we'll wipe over to the group as you guys are sort of making your way. Because you guys were back at the ship and now you've been looking around, so you just get this comm from Mara. I'll tell you what, R2, since you're the one doing the scanning, give me a luck roll. I know that's your specialty.
Sure is. 66, which is a failure.
Execute Order 66. I will say in that case, you get a comm from her and you guys have kind of made your way to a rather different section of town than sort of she was in, just as you're kind of like making your passes. So when she comms you, you get a position, but you're not particularly near her at this moment. Are Abriel and Zell, are you guys cool to just continue looking for her? Is there anything else you want to do?
I just want to get going.
Understood. So this will be a quick then.
I think Zell would have just gone back to the bar while we waited.
Understood. So actually, Zell, as it turns out, you're already the closest to her because she wasn't that far from the bar yet. So anyway, we won't even wipe away to the group in that point. We will wipe back to... Actually, Zell, you go into the bar. We're going to wipe to a scene with Jacket Girl.
Oh, no.
Are you Zell or are you Narnipond?
Narnipond still.
Jacket Girl is like, oh my god, are you stalking me?
Me?
Yeah, are you just worried that I'm a little girl who's gonna get lost if you don't keep an eye on me?
No, I think I'm just an old man who wanders around.
So what? I bet. Did you sit on a bench? I bet you sat on a bench.
Nothing beats a good bench.
Did you eat some bread? Feed the birds?
No, birds frighten me.
God. Her friend is like, all right, I'm gonna get out of here. And her friend like winks at her and is like, get it, girl, and then walks away. And Jacket Girl's like, are you looking for a pilot? I saw you talking to that Dracelian. Don't get me wrong, Fujola's a good pilot. Don't get me wrong, she's a good pilot. Like, and I don't talk bad about anyone. Like, you'll never catch me talking bad about people, but I will say that Fujola is not here for the right reasons.
What reasons are those?
Well, basically, Fujola is like a really basic spacer who kind of honestly like doesn't even belong in a bar like this because she like doesn't even like want to like play the game. Do you like to play games?
I do.
Like shuffleboard?
Oh, it's too much physical activity.
Bocce? Let's just throw a ball on the lawn. Dominoes?
What was that game that Chewbacca and Luke played?
Oh, Dejarik?
Yeah.
Do you play it in the park?
All the other old men.
You are your trouble, I can tell. Are you looking for a pilot, like a real pilot?
We are.
Mm-hmm. Are you looking for a pilot who'll put out the passenger meal nice and early?
Yes.
Well.
As long as it's not too much solid food.
Oh my god.
It'll be nice and processed. She's like really close to you. Now there is this look on her face though. Actually, no, wait. I want you to make a psychology roll.
Okie dokie. 5. So, vital?
Okay. I'm going to, in that case, I'm gonna say you won't even have to do a thing like this. This could be you sort of play up. She's like leaning into you very seductively, and you know that like your illusions can trick. I mean, your illusions can trick computers. They can trick anything. So you kind of like. I don't want to say there's like a distinctive smell, but you just make sure that like you make sure to make the olfactory senses of anyone near you. No roll or force point required. Just have that sort of like Bengay
old man musk.
Just a certain musk to it. And so she is just like, and then she like whispers in your ear, like, I have a ship that is at your disposal. The beds aren't too high. She just kind of leans back.
And you would be willing to take us anywhere?
Absolutely. I'll even go there in the slow lane.
Yeah, you don't want to be going too fast out there.
No. Someone could get hurt. So
is there a way for me to be appraising the things on the ship, like trying to see if anything is worth a certain amount of beads?
Oh, a useful thing? Sure.
I
thought everything was gonna go quicker.
No.
But during this time, I would like to have been doing that.
I think that's great. We'll say that Train and R2 are looking for Mara. You're on the ship trying to appraise. Yes, let's go ahead and have you roll. Let's have you roll like a calculate. Actually, you know what?
Damn it. What?
Train literally has appraise as a skill. Why don't you roll one for him?
Okay.
You're making your ex-husband do this part.
That is a 39.
A 39.
I don't know what.
That is a hard success for him. I'm not going to click it for the man, but so basically he will sort of like with a. Oh, here we go, Abrielle. Mm-hmm. Train clearly has a number of. He has a couple of numbers of like what he could sell, and obviously he's willing to do anything to get his family back, but he doesn't want to just sell stuff that doesn't need to be sold. Could you please make a psychology roll? You're not good at those.
38.
She's incredibly good at those.
Yeah, that is a hard success.
Okay. Great. So, you get the sense that you could. Oh gosh, it'll be funny to just do this to Dan when he's not here. There's a good bit of like artwork. It's not just like the little statues that were on Bozzetto, now R2. Like there are a couple of pieces of artwork that you guys could probably sell. Pieces that are and we'll just say if you want to, Abrielle, you can focus on like one of like the tasteful nudes or whatever, you know, that are just like so eye roll inducing, like the bathing woman in the men's room, you know. Yeah.
No, I don't care. I just want whatever is going to get us the money. I don't care his objections to it. So so basically, easiest thing to do would just be to sell like a couple, like just like to take a couple of the nicer sculptures and paintings from like this stuff and try to sort of sell those. You think you could probably get to around 40,000 credits. Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to do that.
Wonderful. Okay, so as you gather up that stuff, so you're going to go. We won't role play.
And I'm sure if he had any objections, I would just say these are our children.
Yeah, and he won't fight against that.
I know.
He'll grumble about when he just has Elbrand for the money. But we'll sell some pieces from the ship to cover the cost of Fujola. Okay, cool. I'll tell you what.
Oh, and to that, I will say, don't worry, Elbrand will pay you back.
No, he won't. I don't want the guy's. Obviously, no. I'm not gonna take that guy's money. It's ridiculous.
You're such a hero. You're such a hero for our children.
Wow, this is really the appropriate time for this. You know what? Because God forbid an hour doesn't go by that you don't score a couple points on me. Do you have anything worth selling that can save our children?
It's not about points. This is not a game.
Okay.
This is about rescuing our children.
I agree. So why are you treating it like a game?
Your feelings get hurt.
Why are you treating it like a game? My feelings aren't hurt. I don't care. I'll sell this ship if you want me to. Then, of course, we can't go get our children.
Okay, let's start with this art.
Oh, I'm so happy to start with this art. Oh, I am so happy to start with this art.
Okay, do your job. Go sell it.
Go ahead, R2.
Oh, I was just gonna say that when they went back to the ship, I would have continued looking.
Yeah, I'm gonna retcon this too. R2 went looking alone as they stayed on the ship, and
sure.
And here's the fun thing: even though sometimes the banter sounds like it, never even remotely close to kissing. Okay.
Yeah. So. No.
I think at the point they started arguing is when Zell went back to the bar.
That's fair.
But because Train is a seller of art, I'm gonna just say no. No, we won't roleplay that. He will just do that. That's literally the man's job.
That's the only thing he's good for.
So Zell is talking to Jacket Girl, who canonically will have no name other than Jacket Girl. If you guys select her to be your pilot.
Captain Jacket Girl.
Captain Jacket Girl.
Captain Jacket.
This is the tale. What?
Well, I'm gonna let you think about that one.
Captain
I'll
Jacket?
let you think about it, and when it hits your mind grapes, I think you'll figure out.
I'm there already. Are you saying it's a play on Jacket Girl? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So anyway. Well,
yeah. Are we in Voluptua? Where are we?
Okay. Point being.
I just want to find my kids.
Back to Mara. That you've calmed them. It sounds like they're en route.
You're not
R2
sure.
is en route.
You're not sure what they're up to. I will say that you do.
My backup, R2D2.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's worked for you in the past in some books that that Pierce and Kevin are currently reading now. As you you inform them where they are. You believe they're coming your way. Mm-hmm. But now there is the choice of whether or not you're going to take this guy up on this. You don't completely trust him. You don't sense any outright hostility, but you can tell there's a danger to this place, and certainly that feeling of like some of like the force being pulled away from you, that was kind of considerable. Old answers.
Well, you told me the name of the kind of alien I need to find now.
Yes. Go and find more about it if you can. It is a most well-known species after all.
Yeah, so I don't need your help for that anymore, but I will take you up on the woman with no hands.
Oh, you don't want my help on the Zavonay? Do you know what that empire of yours was so good at doing? It's an irony. Do you know how many records they destroyed?
I was part of it.
I like to think that the Force has guided you here. I like to think that those very hands might have unknowingly destroyed the texts on the Zavonay Moros, guarded so zealously by the Jedi in some obscure temple secreted away. I tell you this. There are precious few who might even possess a scrap of information, and they will be squirreled away on any number of desolate, out-of-the-way planets. You won't find this in your records. But only learn about the woman if you prefer.
She might know. I can get it from her before I kill her.
I am not in the business of giving advice. But if you are going to try to kill her, prepare yourself for your future to end that day.
You don't think I could take her? Maybe not alone, but I have a team now. Kind of liking it. Kind of works for me. Always kind of worked alone, but, you know, kind of feeling it might suit me.
Well then, I'll wish you luck against her.
Plus, I know where to find you now, so really, this could be a future endeavor for you. As we get one thing now, I can come find you again.
Very well. The Zavonay will remain a mystery. But the woman, in exchange for a taste of your power? He reaches out this cadaverous hand.
I spit on the floor again and just say, part of me never wanted this power anyway, and I take his hand.
He kind of smiles, and Mara, there's this like, at first it just seems like you're holding his hand, and he looks in your eyes, and he says, Arden Lynn, the bride
Arden Lynn
of Zendor, the steel hand of Palawa, the master of the Terizkazi, the renegade of Letau, 26,000 years ago, did she marry the Kashimir outcast? And did she lead the Jedi to the brink of ruin? And as he speaks of this woman from an impossibly ancient time, you begin to feel the world kind of like condensing down to as if it's a pinhole camera. There's this black around the edges of your vision. You're not resisting, you're letting him take some stuff. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's see how the old D4 treats ya. You lose 4 of your force points. Not permanently,
and that's
but presently.
Oh, okay. So not my like full number.
No, not your refresh, but for today, basically you are now going down to some normal human levels rather than your elevated. But the bigger point is, and you're not sure how long this lasts. You don't believe you can use any of your force talents at the moment, and you don't believe that any of your talents that are in that kind of like blue teal box, anything that is enhanced by the force. Right now, those will all basically, like, not have your huge bonus on them.
I'm doing the Hercules and Hades when in the 1996 Disney classic, or is that 96 or 97, where he like makes the deal and his power just drains and he's just like, for 24 hours I have to be a human. And he doesn't have any of his god strength or anything like that, and his like light dims.
It's kind of the vibe. I mean, there's certainly a feeling of you where you're like, okay, so I'm probably maybe in danger now if anyone attacks me, because, you know, some of my things have been very but he will sort of tell you he's gaining this power, and you see this like euphoric kind of vibe on his face. It's interesting though, like his eyes almost become more sunken, and like he's like reveling in this, but he still is speaking of Arden Lynn, and he sort of describes to you of how she was from a time in the earliest days of the Jedi. I think you probably know the name Zendor just from your basic. There was a Jedi named Zendor who was part of the first schism. It was the first time sort of like people who said we should explore the dark side, they rose up against the Jedi, nearly destroyed the whole order. Arden Lynn was a part of it, and they sort of worked together. She kind of like worked from the inside and kind of tricked some things. She, however, had one of his magical Kashimir amulets, and the story goes that she disappeared into the future right at the moment she otherwise would have been killed by a Jedi Master, the story goes by this like Jedi Master Jito Javal, who is notable for being like just like so bad at giving advice to his Padawans. We don't have to get into that. The point being, Arden Lynn, he then tells you of how she resurfaced around your time. And she was one of these Hands of the Emperor, although she was badly injured early on and was sort of fitted with various
at least I still have all my limbs.
Yeah. But she has this robot arm. She also he does talk a lot about how she's a master of the ttrpg, and he'll probably talk of like a weird prophecy in which like there was like a time when various like champions were supposed to meet to battle in the ways of the ttrpg, to like fight each other. I'll explain what I'm referencing right now, but the point is, she seems to be an extremely powerful person. It also seems to be she isn't a force user in the traditional sense. She is clearly powered by the force, but she is capable of like interrupting the force. She's capable of stopping force users in a pretty considerable fashion. He will mention that she can literally block a lightsaber with her hand. Like you can swing a lightsaber and she can just like catch it and like hold it because she's a steel hand of Palawa. That was before a robot hand that is now like even, you know, that she can instill all that power into as well. So she seems to be like very, very frightening and intense, but you are also confident this is the woman you were talking about, and you now know her name. Because you have fed him so well, I'm going to roll a thing to see if he knows. I just rolled a 2 on his lore, which is absolutely a vital success.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a fun little 2 on my clearest dice here. So, I'm going to say that he will tell you a little more than he was planning because he feels so sated. But he will tell you, she was. So he's kind of told you all these things, you know, the master of the Terraskazi, the steel hand of Palawa, bride of Zendor. And he tells you, and the first student. The first student of the teacher. The first student of Quag. And then he lets go of your hand and kind of like leans back and has this almost like euphoric look on his face as he relishes in this sort of ancient infused force power.
Thank you.
He barely manages
I now know.
to like lift a hand in response. He seems pretty gone.
Are you done?
You don't suspect he's going to be saying anything else for a while here.
Okay. I kind of like wipe my mouth with my hand and just take a very deep breath and just stand up, trying not to show that I'm shaky. Just like putting all my willpower into just being like,
absolutely,
like crack my neck and just be like, I stand up.
Then I actually
and I'm gonna walk out of here.
I'd like for you to make a willpower roll. Okay. This is gonna be tense.
Ooh, can I spend a force point for a bonus? No, I don't want to. I want to see what I roll.
Understood.
I don't want to. There's kind of a magic to not using it, to seeing what I roll.
Yeah, and you're short on them, so yeah.
I rolled a 99.
Okay, the good news is your willpower is over 50, so it's not a fumble. The bad news is you're trying to summon your will, and it's kind of a thing of like your body is rough, and yet it is your mind, it is your spirit, it is your will. Mm-hmm. So Mary, you stand up and like almost like stumble to the ground, but you manage to stay on your feet, but there's this thing of like, oh god, and you're it's like everything's just overwhelming. You feel really dizzy. You feel like very disoriented. What are you going to do?
Can I take out my blaster?
Of course.
I shoot him in the head.
Understood. So, this is interesting in that case, because there was another thing that was going to happen, but no, that'll be fine. I'll tell you what, Miss Mara Jade. You pull out your blaster. You turn around. Go ahead and make a blaster roll. A heavy blaster pistol roll. You do get your bonus on it.
Cool. That was my next question. Cool. Okay.
I would actually, yes.
I thought Abrielle was aggressive. Damn.
I rolled a 5 and a 6.
That is an extreme success.
Oh no.
Oh no, what did you roll?
A 2.
Oh!
which is a vital. So Mara, as you stand up and look at this person, there was about to be like a more like, I thought a horror movie thing was happening, but this person who's basically Mara, as you pull your blaster, and it's one of those things where like you're just a little too disoriented. But like you summon it. You're like, I'm gonna get you. You turn and you move to pull the trigger, and right before you do, your aim goes off slightly as the other one of these beings who was sent from the room, the other Stennis shifter, the other Force Eater, his hand kind of like protecting his compatriot, kind of just gently is pushing your hand away, and is then wrapping around your hand. Because he since he just rolled a vital, this is about to get really rough. He just rolled a vital on his Force Drain attack. So.
Luck points on mine to make mine a vital?
You've
or is
already.
It too late to do so?
It's well, you can't.
Okay.
Oh, to spend luck, I see. I'm gonna say it's already too late to do so. R2 is
That's
coming
fine.
for you, so this is.
No, I know R2.
This is not a
R2's
grim
coming to
situation.
save me.
However, Mara, I need you to roll an endurance. But you know what's fun about this endurance roll? You do not have a 99 in endurance. You have a 40. So please make an endurance roll for me.
Would I be able to sense any of this going on?
Unfortunately, the draining away of force power is a thing you do not sense, because it's like...
Yeah, and you're pretty busy, aren't you?
All right, Mara.
Trying to get us a free pilot, you know?
Oh, I rolled an 83.
83. Okay. So, the good news for you is that... Okay, the good news for you is that the it was only one over you, so that's only going to be the one in addition rather than a bunch in addition. Because what they do is 1d4. It's one of the only things where I left what they do as a dice roll. They deal 1d4 plus. They remove 1d4 plus 1 force points from you, and then when you get to 0 and they would remove more, they skip over any resiliences and start imposing conditions on you. So. I'm gonna roll a d4 here. Let's see how this goes. I'll try to roll this in a 1.
Oh, that's not bad.
So
That's not bad.
you have 0 force points. You remove these 2, and
Wait, there's 2?
it takes,
and they took another one?
because he got a vital to your
So I have 0, because I had 3
You had
left.
3, now you have 0. But you were still on your feet without any conditions. Also, because this is like a combat sequence, like, this was like you like trying to shoot and this person like draining from you and you sort of like falling down and them sort of also backing away like in ecstasy. But kind of this is like a scene in a movie where everyone's like on the ground, like gasping, like those Stennis shifters are both completely out of it and you're completely out of it on the ground. So.
I'm on the ground now?
I'm going to say just the draining of that. Let's impose a prone condition for fun. Why not? It's all 3 of you are like on the ground. They're tripping out on your life force, and you're on the cusp of unconsciousness due to lack of life force. At this point, R2. Hi.
Hello.
Oh man, that got way more intense than I was. What I was gonna have was you were gonna walk down the thing and like a guy was gonna be like sneaking behind you and it was gonna be like horror movie stuff. Nah, she was just gonna shoot it, dude. Mara Jade. R2.
Does she just love your players?
You are looking for. You're looking for Mara. Please make a life scanner reading. You were told the location, so you know where you're going.
Spend a luck point.
Okay.
Or not luck, sorry, a force point.
Force point, gotcha.
Let's spend 10 luck to make it a hard success.
A hard success, understood. 10 luck. This is why you never have any luck. So as you you get a read, and you are entering. You're moving down these tunnels, trying to navigate your way. This will be a terrestrial navigation roll. I know that's nobody's super strongest suit in this group. Actually, no, that's we won't do that. Because that's fine. That's not gonna happen. Let's have this be. Let's have it be a calculate. Oh, you're not gonna. Wait,
it's the same.
How is R2 not calculate? Yeah, roll one of those. That's fine. Let's give it a shot. This will be a no problem on a failure. This is just if you get a speed sort of bonus.
We're going to spend another force point to see if we get lucky.
Sure.
We do not get lucky.
Okay. So R2 is making his way to that room where the Stennis shifters are like zoning out on this, and Mara's like struggling to get up and like gripping her blaster.
Can I do something?
Here's how we're gonna do this.
You tell me how to do this because I want to know what I can and can't do.
No, you'll
I have ideas.
You'll be able to do what you want to do, but I'm also gonna roll for both of them, and they're not amazing at this. Everybody is gonna roll an endurance roll to see who can come sort of to action first. This is a rare initiative style situation since everyone in there...
And I have a 40 endurance, not my 99, correct?
Currently roll with a 40, yes, correct.
Okay.
That's what they're rolling.
I don't trust those dice.
I rolled a 4.
You rolled a 4 at endurance?
Yeah, so I think that's also a vital.
I meant everyone in this room, I'm so sorry.
I was wondering too, I was like, do I?
I meant everyone there. I meant her and some Stennis shifters.
Wasted the 4.
Okay.
Okay.
I rolled a 43.
Okay.
So I'm gonna spend 3 luck points to make that a regular success.
Perfect. They rolled a 27 and a 31, which for them is both regular successes, which means we go to normal rules and everyone takes initiative as normal, which in this case, Ty always, when it's known that it's a fight, Ty goes to players. So, what is your plan? To just kill both these guys and get out of there? Or is it to just run? What's your plan?
Is I look at the kid who just took the last bit away from me.
Yeah.
And I just give the ugliest grimace and I crawl on my hands and knees with my blaster still in my hand.
Okay.
And I just crawl over to him and I just with one hand just choke him. With the other hand, I want to shoot him in the head, in the temple.
So you're going to try to do you're basically going to try to do you're going to try to do a crawling kill shot, just brutal thing. I'm going to have you. Oh, that's so cool. I want you to do that, but I also want you to live. So I'm going to request that before you do that, miscellany is often just general. It would probably be a calculate, but let's have just make a miscellany roll for me. This is almost
what's that under?
That's under knowledge. And R2, could you just do a favor, make a run roll or a roll in your case?
Okay.
Sure.
Miscellany.
Yeah.
I don't trust any of my dice right now.
I'm so sorry. Also, and this is, I know to the other players, I know this is a super Mara-centric one, just that's how it worked out.
I got a 20, which is a hard success.
Hard success. So Mara, there's this moment where you imagine crawling to him and doing that, and you remember him putting his hand on your skin and draining you. There's just this... You can still do it if you want to, but you just understand that you're getting into the range where you can do the thing.
Yes, no. Can I attempt to force choke him? I have no more force left.
You can absolutely attempt it, but you can't do it.
Attempt it?
Tell you what, you want to attempt it?
It's I'm gonna shoot him in the temple anyway, but I just want for flavor to be Urgh.
Okay. I'll tell you, here's how we'll do this. It will impose a penalty on some rolls. because you're doing more than one sort of. You're kind of splitting focus. Are you also running, or is your plan to kill both of these guys? I guess that's my question.
My plan is to kill both of them.
Understood.
That was my personal plan.
Okay, so your plan is to kill.
I think backup's coming, and I'm just like, I'm gonna get out of here, and I want to kill both these motherfuckers.
Your plan is to kill both the status shifters. R2.
No dice.
R2's like rolling into a wall somewhere.
I cannot roll out of the 80s tonight.
Understood. So Mara, if you're gonna try to shoot both of these guys, and if you're going to try to shoot both of them, and you also want to possibly force choke, we can do that, but there's going to be some penalties and stuff. What do you want to do? Force choking is unlikely, but plausible.
What I'll do then, because I know that if I touch them, I will lose, I'll have conditions and everything else, and I know that my force is low right now.
Yeah.
What I would like to do is instead. Can I do something instead?
Sure.
My brain is just moving, like,
of
my
course.
brain's like,
yeah, of course.
Trying to think.
She's like, crawl, no, shoot, no, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
they're
like,
kind of also
exactly,
getting up
like,
and ready to do their stuff, yeah.
Like crawling, like with like one, like the bad arm, you know what I mean? Just like shifting through.
Of course.
And what I'm gonna do is I would like to. The one that I said originally was I was going to shoot in the head and like force choke. I'm going to actually get out my lightsaber and just decapitate him.
Understood.
And then shoot the other guy.
Okay, so you're going to do. Okay, so you don't have the penalty for attacking both people. Great, sounds good. Okay,
so I'm going to just full on and just rip his head off and then just shoot the other guy.
Very good. Okay, so basically attempting to attack everyone. Sounds good. Make those attack rolls.
Okay. Do I still get my bonuses or no?
You get your bonuses in that because you have the dual wielder ability.
Great.
Cool. They are both going to fight back because that's what NPCs do. Before, have you rolled these yet?
No, I literally
I'll always also just throw out there, running, a success on running means you pretty much get away. I just throw that out there. I know your run's worse now, but, yeah. All right, cool. Let's do it. All right.
More fun. This is more fun. Okay. Lightsaber is a success.
A hard success?
It's a 20. It's a 20. It's a hard success on a lightsaber.
Okay.
And a hard success with the heavy blaster, it's a 34.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh no.
So, the lights, we're going to say, basically, so here's how this goes down. The one who last drained you, with a hard success, he has scored only a regular success at attacking you back. So, I'm also going to not do all the shenanigans they have, because this is too much, because you'll just super be dead. Because here's the fun thing, all those force points you just lost, they have them now to avoid death with them.
I know.
Yeah. But we will say that I'm going to kind of put most of the stuff, you do manage, as he's like reaching for you, you move in on him, and you do just beat him to the punch with your true lightsaber. He was we'll say that he dies because he was assuming it was a glow saber. So he was assuming that he'd be able to just fight through the pain and get you anyway. As you beat him, because that'll be the 2 plus 1. So we'll say 3. We'll just say he doesn't even use his force points. He's too drugged up on them. And you do sort of like slice him, kind of like a decapitation plus arm. One of those kind of,
Yeah, on the arm that he used to take my force point.
Cool. And then with because they all get 1 bonus on their attempts at these, and then the older one, the first one, with his vital success.
Oh no.
He basically, as you do that, and you're aiming your blaster at him, he's sort of like back behind you, and just like you're reaching, and his hand is on your blaster, and as you're cutting through the other one, you look and realize he's made contact, and he just kind of looks at you and says, "I could have told you so much more." And I mean, you can roll an endurance, but I think at this point, with a vital versus the hard, I'm gonna say your vision simply goes black.
That's totally fine. That's great. Can I spit in his face beforehand?
Make a luck roll. Let's see how the angles work.
Great, cool. Just for flavor. Success with luck.
Regular success.
55.
I'll say that you've been spitting so much. It's certainly in his. If you don't hit him, you spit at the principle of him, as you've done to Jedi Sith and this whole arrangement.
Bloody now too, I imagine, after like all the exertion.
Yeah, you've got that kind of like the flushed sort of thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I go down. Great.
So you
Cool.
fall. Would you please change your condition to unconscious? Your current condition.
Yes.
We're gonna wipe to. Let's see, we got 3 people to wipe to. Let's potentially draw
This
attention.
is great. I'll be right back.
Cool. Aubriel.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm raising my desk.
You're just. I'll stand up now. So, oh, you're raising it right now in the background. So silly. Aubriel, Train comes back with the money.
Okay.
And he's like, well, okay, I've got it. Are you happy? I've got some to
Yes,
spare,
you
too,
should
for
be
any other.
too.
I am happy. I mean, I'm not happy because our kids are gone.
Oh my gosh.
What are you going to yell at me about now?
You'll probably do something soon. Let's go.
Where is everyone? Bezetta, I mean, R2's out looking for Mara. She was calming us about, I don't even know where she is. Where did Narnipond or Zell or whatever the hell his name is go?
I'll calm Zell.
Yeah.
Zell, what's your location?
I'm at the broken turret.
Is the pilot that me and Train were wanting to hire still there?
She
or...
left to go make arrangements. She gave you her
Okay.
comm. You can talk to her whenever.
That's right.
Yeah, she basically
right.
said, hire me or don't hire me. You have until tomorrow.
Okay. So I'll say, okay, let's reconvene back at the ship. We've got the beads.
I'll excuse myself from my friend, and say I think
From your lady friend.
I think I found a free pilot.
Please don't tell me it's that woman in the jacket.
It is,
We are not hiring her.
but it's free.
No.
Train says, wait, if it's free... No, I mean, then Abriel, if it's free, that might be more money for us to have.
She will...
I'm not trying to sleep with the jacket woman, Abriel. Oh, God.
That's not what this is about. Do you want to hire her? Does she seem like an adept pilot? I don't think so.
She was in that bar. I do think Zell knows what he's talking about. Does he think we should hire
random
her?
women in bars?
I don't trust her.
That's who
Was
you
it-
were going.
Was
The
it
woman-
the other one a random woman in a bar?
Thank you, Zell. I mean Narnipond or whatever.
I'm gonna mute the call. Yes, but she seems capable, and she wasn't hitting on an old looking man. I'm not discussing this with you anymore. We're not hiring her. Why? Oh, do you want to go get your art back? Is your art more important than our children?
I have no desire to get the art back. I'm saying a free pilot plus a lot of funds is a much better situation
We are
to be
leaving
in.
this planet.
Yes.
No. We're not hiring anyone for free. Why would we hire anyone for free?
Why would
You
we
think
hire
she
a
would just do that out of
Dracelian
the
we
goodness
just
of
talked
her
to?
heart?
She probably wants to bang Zell.
Gross.
Let's use that. I'll do
No.
anything to get our kids back. Including letting our friend have sex with some random pilot.
No. She'll just.
Am I still muted?
I can have accidentally hit the unmute. You could have heard it. She was mad.
So you don't want the free pilot?
No, we do not want the free pilot.
She also has their own ship.
No. We will reconvene at our ship. Train, shut up.
She also said the other one wasn't as good.
Okay.
Train says, you are being unreasonable not considering it. I'm not even saying go with her. I'm just saying...
I considered it. It's a bad idea.
Well, okay, so you're just in charge of everything. You're just gonna make all the decisions. Like, let's move my kids to the middle of the galaxy, away from their father, where they get kidnapped.
For an amazing education? Yes. God. Absolutely.
You know, I didn't go to a fancy school and I turned out pretty okay.
I will always do what is right for our children.
So what is right is to turn them into Alsakani snobs?
What is right for our children is that I am there for them. I am there supporting them. I am there making decisions for them because you're not trained.
Okay, I want to give a little bit of Dan, but I want to give a little bit of Train, but I don't want to take away Dan's big stuff. So we'll say that's enough argument for today until more reasons come up. So we'll wipe away from that to R2.
Dirt streets, man.
R2. You finally make your way through these tunnels, and you see a boiler room ahead of you. As you come in, you hear a voice saying, "Are you the team? Are you the... Oh, a droid." There's this kind of like... R2, make a culture roll. Let's see if you recognize these dudes.
Cool. 13. It's a success.
You know a Stenez shifter when you see one. As your ocular sensors go over, you see a body covered by a blanket in a corner of the room. Your sensors then turn and you see Mara lying on the ground, uncovered by a blanket. There's a Stenez shifter sort of standing sort of near her.
I immediately extend the electroshock prod. And
she's alive. I would not rid the galaxy of such a unique flavor. He kind of looks at the body over there. You may take her.
And I'll sort of like ignite it and like spark it as I move towards her. I'm not like arcing it or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Just sort of like a keep your distance kind of gesture.
Mm-hmm.
And first I'll sort of like nudge Mara.
She seems, she like barely stirs. She seems pretty knocked out, pretty drained, but alive.
And I will retract the electroshock prod and deploy the utility arm and just try to
start
grab her and drag her out.
Drag me.
R2,
drag me by the ankle.
Make a look roll, R2. R2 Daytona.
Look?
A look.
Okay.
I love the image of R2 dragging my body out of this place and to like to outside the bar.
Why not?
Love that.
That's a hard success.
Great. You do notice her holsters are empty.
Can I just do a quick scan to see if I can see them just spinning around?
Yeah. You don't sort of see them, but he kind of sees you looking and says, "Oh, I've taken her weapons. Because she used them." And he gestures to the dead body.
And I'll open a compartment on my chin.
He kind of...
on my head.
He pulls out the lightsaber and the blaster and looks at both of them. Such fascinating antiques. I'm gonna roll for it.
Oh my god! The consequences of my actions.
He tosses the lightsaber. Kind of, and we'll say you You could kind of like do like a catch it in your mouth style, like, you know, position, and it goes into the holster. Where Luke's used to be. Ooh. Right. Symmetry. If I'd rolled an even, it would have been harder for you to catch a heavy blaster pistol inside yourself.
And then I will close up the compartments, grab Mara by like some clothing or something like that.
Yeah.
And begin dragging.
She does have a really good jacket. It's not like let's all talk about it level jacket, but it's a jacket. Yeah.
It's not the best one we've seen.
Yeah.
But I'll like, as I'm moving forward, I will like spin my head around to keep an eye on the Stennis ship.
He's looking at you, but he's not looking at this blaster and just kind of thinking of ancient times. At this time, so like we understand that like R2 is just gonna get Mara back to the ship. We'll say that can be done. Zell, so you are still in the.
There's a lot about our place that no one will stop me dragging an unconscious.
Yeah, everyone's like, is that droid? That's fine.
The freedom selector.
I still love the idea of you just dragging me by the ankle, like just the image of R2. Just, I love it. I love it so much.
And nobody says a word.
It's just normal happenings.
Honestly, no. One person will say a word. We will say, ooh, I'm just gonna roll a D200 just for the heck of it. I'm gonna say something that was a toss up there because I was really worried that Mara was about to die because you were going against two of a stronger type thing. If things had gone the other way, and the younger one had beaten you and the older one hadn't, he would have just killed you. 73. So I'm glad the older one was there to just be a twerp. Okay. As you drag her, R2, there is a Nemthi, which are those like, it's got like a weird like face, kind of like mouth thing, I think. And Nemthi, Star Wars there. Oh, never mind. Yeah, they've got, they're not the mosquito ones, but they kind of have like a beak-like, like mosquito-like kind of thing. Anyway, one of those watches you dragging Mara, and he just kind of mutters to his friend. How have I never thought to program my astromech droid to do this? That was a real long pause for not that funny a joke, but I liked it anyway. So we will wipe to Zell. You've heard that Abrielle said, like, we're not doing this, and she calmed off. This woman is still here. She's offering to take you. What are you going to do?
Can I get her comm details?
She kind of pauses and goes, here, let me program it in for you. I know how confusing these things can be. She goes, ooh. Do you want me to make the print a little bigger, the display font size? You want me to turn it up?
No, it's okay.
Oh, okay. She enters her comm.
Let me go reconvene with the others.
Understood.
I really want to bring her back, just...
It's entire... Oh, please, Zell, please do it. Please do it. Please bring her with you right now. Please bring her with you right now. The greatest thing in the world would happen. Please do it.
All right, bringing her.
All right, so Zell, but then brings her. Okay, so basically, Zell and Jacket Girl leave the broken turret just in time to see R2 dragging Mara in the mud, in the Disney mud streets, in the Disney canon mud Star Wars streets. And she like looks down and goes, she kind of looks at you and goes, well, at least it's not like you're ruining a good jacket.
She met a stranger in an alley.
So basically, if you want to help R2 carry her, you're welcome to, Zell.
I'll help him.
Jacket goes like, you're gonna hurt your back. Please let me.
By all means.
And she actually then will take Mara and be like, sweetie, did you drink too much? Oh God, some girls can't hold their liquor. And basically Jacket Girl carries
When she
Mara
comes
Jade
over
back.
there, I'll like spin my head towards Zell.
Islet.
And then I'll sort of allow her to.
Mm-hmm. So basically, get to the ship, and Abriel, up the gangplank, you see Narnipond, R2, and Jacket Girl carrying an unconscious Mara.
Can this have been the reason why that very intense argument stopped?
Yes!
Incredible.
So basically, perfect. As you guys roll up, hearing, because you're never there. Or whatever you said is the last thing. They both shut up. And she goes, I guess I can show it because we're here. Here's the vessel that you guys come onto. Bloop, bloop, up, think. And she looks around and goes, oh my God, this is like one of the classiest ships I've ever seen. Wow.
What is she doing here, Zell?
I think his granddaughter or whoever this is like passed out.
Okay.
She's like, does she have like a bedroom, or is there like a pile of her dirty laundry you can put her on or something?
We've got it.
Okay. I'm sure you do, ma'am. But like, I can. She's like, I want to make sure that this woman's okay. Like, thank you very much. Where should she turns to Narnipond? Where should I put her?
I'll point to Mara's. Do we have quarters on this ship?
I think there's
probably bunks.
Yeah, there's at least bunks. And it's all very nice because so she'll move her to one of the bunks, and you hear Mara as you're settled down. I'll even say from the darkness, like stewing your soul, making you hard. You hear comments of like, "Oh my God, this poor girl thinking this jacket is still it. Wow."
Can I roll to intimidate her?
You can, although we'll say she's out of the room at the moment as she's like getting Mara situated.
No, I'm not gonna let her. No, like she can put her down. I'm gonna get Mara situated.
Train will be like, just let her. Like it's just like she'll be gone in a second. Just calm down. Jesus, Aubrey.
She doesn't know her. I'm not gonna let a stranger touch our colleague.
Okay, fine. So basically, yeah, Jacket Girl like is already like standing up for Mara and kind of like. They're like a hand sanitizer or something anywhere here.
Why don't you go back to the bar? You can use some liquor there.
Well, okay, that's like.
I'm gonna roll to intimidate.
Go ahead.
35. That's a success.
Okay. She rolls a 40 on willpower, so she's kind of like she certainly like gets like a vibe of like you're intense, but there's a certain vibe where she's just kind of like. Okay, well, like honestly, like I understand if you have a problem with me, like I can give you some fashion tips if that's what you want.
No, it's not what I want. What I want is for you to get off the ship. Zell, we'll talk later. Get off of this ship.
Can Jacket Girl see me right now, or is am I behind Jacket Girl?
We'll say if you want to be behind Jacket Girl, you can be behind her.
Yeah. Can I just mimic everything that Abriel is doing behind her?
Sure.
But slightly better fashion after she says that.
And the girl's like, okay, well, like, if you don't, I mean, like Zell, is that your name? I hadn't even asked. She kind of turns back to you.
Switch. Is it? I don't know. I'm pretty sure my name's Narnipond.
Oh my God. She turns to Abriel. Please stop confusing him about what his name is. God. Well, I can tell when I'm not wanted, which granted almost never happens. Wow. But like when it does, I get it. I hope that your granddaughter's okay. Like, she turns to R2. You're a really good friend, by the way. She says, all right, well, she turns to Train and goes, is this your ship? Like, it's cool. It's cool. Call me in like 40 years. And then she'll go to to Zell and be like, all right, well, you have my comms. Just know if there's anything you need. Like, I'm sure you need to take a nap now. It's been a hard day. You want to check in?
No, it's quite all right.
Okay. She looks back at Abriel and says, okay, bye, hon. Bye, sweetie. And just walks off the ship.
R2 scan Zell for tracking devices.
Is that my radar dish that does that?
Yeah, radar dish that.
Okay. Not a success.
He's
Oh,
clean.
no. She'll turn to Zell and say, do you want to explain what just happened? What's wrong with Mara?
We just found R2 dragging her in the mud.
What?
R2.
Train will go in and he'll roll like a medicine to just see if he can tell anything about her. He's not
I suppose I could have done.
Or you can do it if you'd rather.
Yeah, I'll take a re-roll. Hard success. No, extreme success.
She doesn't. You sense This part's interesting too. You sense no injuries on her body, and she seems okay. Like she's unconscious. She seems exhausted. Her heart rate's like kind of slowing. You can tell like her skin is. I guess you were saying like there's like some burst blood vessels in the face, but nothing. It's interesting. Like she kind of just seems hungover. It does mimic that, like burst blood vessels and kind of like warmer, like elevated body temperature, but no scent of liquor or anything. But yeah, she seems.
Can I do a search your feelings to?
Sure.
Check from that side.
Absolutely. Jacket girl's my new favorite. Oh my
right?
God. I can't wait to be old and date the hell out of her for like 3 or 4 years and then die.
Hard success.
Hard success. You sort of reach out. You can tell that Mara is okay. You can tell that she's going to be perfectly fine, but you also sense a clear disturbance and inhibition of the force in her. You don't sense like danger. You don't sense long term. You probably think she just needs to like rest. But yeah, you have a strong sense that she has been very much depleted. Make a lore roll for me. Actually, or I'll let you do culture instead of lore.
Okay.
Because that's what I've had everybody else do. You're better at culture, do culture. That's fine.
Re-roll that. Hard success, or no, regular success.
Regular success. I'll say you don't immediately get to status shifter just from that, but you're kind of like, yeah. So yeah. But she seems to be, she's okay. She's not in any lasting harm. I'll say, kind of looking at her, you do notice her weapons are gone.
Do you have her gear, R2?
To answer Abriel's question, do you want me to plug into, or would you rather have Train loosely translate as binary?
I think you guys are on the ship. You can plug. They want all the specifics you can give, so you can definitely plug.
Okay, I'll plug in. Okay, so when I found Mara in this carking alley, clearly hidden away somewhere, door open, a bunch of these Shuta Stenish shifters. Just whole place sparkled. Someone was dead. Mara was unconscious. this just Slimo was holding on to her weapons. They let me in to get her out. So I, took myself out of a carking situation, brought her back when Zell found us. I don't know what happened to her, but it seems criffing bad.
So her saber is with them.
No, the saber's with... Go ahead.
I mean, they had both her weapons.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, carry on.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, cool.
Do we need to go back and get them?
That seems like a real criffing bad idea to me, man. I don't even think they'll be there anymore. Also, I guess it was just one. The other was dead.
Just one?
Well, there was. I don't know if the other one. To be fair, I don't know if the other was a stand shift or not. Like that was under a tarp. Dag Ferric.
Could sneak back in there real quick.
Only if you remain.
Here's a question. I would, like, as somebody who is trained in battle, I would understand how valuable her with the saber in particular would be, right? Like that would be a strength.
The saber is not as hard to replace as a blaster. Sabers are like everyone has a glow saber. To get a lightsaber is a little harder, but you can get them.
Oh, you could. Oh, okay.
A blaster is a much rarer thing. No one here has blasters. Everyone's just carrying around, swords. They live by the blade. Oh, I also should mention that as you guys walked onto the ship carrying Mara, I should have put this in. As you guys dragged her onto the ship, you did see the Ishitib just sitting outside the ship with a sketch pad, just like drawing it. Like,
yes. The talking face page not in order. That's how many meters again? 14 meters. Fun afternoon.
Look, obviously you are all in charge here, and I'll come along, but it seems like a real Yazbo move to make. To go back in there when Mara was just taken down.
Do you normally curse at us this much?
I don't, Griffin. No, man. This is just how I talk.
Train says yes.
We could sneak back in there and recover her stuff.
I don't want to waste any more time.
I mean, she can take my glow saber if that's what's the deal is.
It's the blaster.
We can. I'm sure a planet like this, we can maybe find a blaster. See, and again, Abrielle, selling artwork for that and saving money. If like Zell, like, cut out all your weird pranks and nonsense. Do you think that woman you're talking to? Do you think she's a better pilot than the Dracelian?
To do a psychology to.
Sure.
Extreme success.
You suspect that she, here's the thing. Her jacket cost a lot of money, and despite her proclivities, you have no sense that she had someone buy it for her. She is clearly a competent person. She's not interested in old men for their money. She just wants their company.
Who doesn't?
She's a mothball mama. I don't know what the term would be. Basically, the point being, you never talked to Fujola. You don't know the vibe of the Dracelian. They said she had heard of Exokron. This woman had not said anything about that. I think Mara even reported that this woman was talking about the Spacers archives and such. She clearly has places she'd go to look. Fujola has other ones. Since no one has long talked to both of them. I guess Mara has, but she's unconscious. Like, no one knows, like, the full, like the full report from both. You don't get the vibe that she'd be a disaster. She's not going to, like, lead you to immediate death.
She seems pretty competent.
So does the other one.
Just...
And the other one started, I don't know, train. We have the money.
We do have the money to hire her. I'm not sure. I feel like if there's any week I shouldn't vote on this, it's this week.
Is there a... Because the other place that the one was going to take us is like the other side of the galaxy.
What?
That is true. These spacer... so, okay. We'll assume everyone shares info. Let me lay out pros and cons in the whatever way. Fujola said that she has connections who can get her into the Prembellin Empire, which is on the southern part of the galaxy, can at least get her into the area. There is a planet there called Exokron. She can use her contacts to find out its location, fly through those crazy places, and get you to that planet. She will do that for 40,000 credits. Jacket Girl, legal name, is willing to, for free, get Zell wherever he wants to go. Provided he takes, like, long open mouth naps on the recliner on her bridge.
Oh God.
What if...
She is, based on what you've heard from Mara, and we'll even say she repeated some of it to you, Zell, she is likely to go to the Spacer Archives, where she will find whatever fob she can about this place, and then we'll transport you to where you're going.
What if we put a retainer on ours and have Jacket Girl get what information she can?
Jacket Girl, because on the HoloNet equivalent of, like, TikTok, that, like, she's at Jacket Girl, and, like, she has a thing of, like, showing off, like, her cool jackets and space things. Mm-hmm. So she's actually Jacket Girl.
Okay.
Really happy. Jacket Girl. Anyway, so I'm so sorry. Continue with your actual plot-based plan.
So we put, what is the name of ours?
Fujola?
Again?
Fujola Gavam?
Yes, we put her on a retainer. Your little friend can go find what information she can. And we'll go from there.
So, Train's like, so you want to basically... You want to hire Jacket Girl to go do research at the archives while we go with Fujola?
If we can, unless Fujola is going to take us out of comm reach, so...
She probably would. I will also say that if you guys don't mind it, it is a Star Wars thing, and you can always split up.
It's split up.
I almost suggested that, but I wasn't sure.
Wow.
Or you could go with your little girlfriend.
I can...
Us when she has her information.
Definitely don't have to split up. It makes things more complicated, and there's going to be a lot more, like, there will never be a scene where everyone's present until that's ended, but it's a very Star Wars thing to do. You're welcome to do it. I also will say that because we're missing Dan, because it's already 9:30, perhaps, rather than letting me plan for what's coming, we will end our episode now. No, not now. Consider splitting up. We will wipe to one other scene. A Stennis shifter. Kind of his, like, carrying tons of like materials, like a camtono over a thing, has a new blaster strapped to his side, which he's kind of covering with the thing as he sort of comes out and is moving out. Kind of, there's a couple other status shifters kind of like in a thing, and he says,
I think we have to leave now. We can't stay here any longer, I'm sorry.
They ask where the other guy is, and he's like, he's dead. But Marin Woe kind of gathers them and says,
no, but there is something I want to do. Before we leave the planet, go to your networks. Usual channels. I want to put out a search for Arden Lin.
And as he kind of shuffles off, we'll end with one of their other powers. The Stennis shifters walk out into the crowds and then disappear. One of their force powers is that they can literally disappear into a crowd. Ooh. They just melt into the force that is around. They move through it. Not even a force user can track them once they're in a group of people.
Show-offs.
Indeed.
Stressful.
And on that dark note, as Mara's precious blaster is taken away. But she did live because I did roll a vital, but it was on the guy who wouldn't kill her because he'd rather drink her again someday. That is where we'll end tonight's session. That wasn't tense at all for anybody.
Oh boy.
Roads, man, they're killing me. These mud trenches. Got rid of my big treads and now I can't get anywhere.
Like I remember why I put on those fucking treads.
The lesson is, don't run because it's not cool, but it's way more interesting to not run.
Yeah, it is more. Got a raid. It was more. Oh, we got a raid. Oh my gosh. Wait, I feel bad because we literally just ended. That's bad.
Tell them what they have to look forward to, Phil.
Oh my god. Well. I mean, God,
explain what this is.
We missed him talking about a mothball mama. Oh man. You guys didn't see when there's a lady named Jacket Girl, we know how it sounds, and she's really into old men, but she has the money. Mothball Mama is my term for, it's kind of like a sugar daddy, but she's only interested in older, like significantly older men.
I think in polite company you could refer to them as a Werther's woman. A
Werther's woman is, here's the thing. The difference between a Werther's woman and a mothball mama is that like a Werther's woman a Werther's woman doesn't go to the park to gawk at the guys on the benches. She's not there at the park being like, ooh, let's check out the prime aged talent today. No, a Werther's woman, she goes to, she's there at like an early bird dinner at 4 p.m. She's in a respectful way. A mothball mama, on the other hand, she's like, ooh, who's feeding the ducks in the park this afternoon? Let's see the gentlemen playing chess on the benches.
That was at least what you're witnessing now. This was at least 30% of the session.
I'm looking for a guy.
The rest of it was incredibly
it was real fun. We were cutting between this and a character on like the verge of having our force life drained. We did, however, and let me tell you this now, if you're unaware of this, specifically, Millie. So we learned who your foe has been this whole time. A character named Arden Lin. So Arden Lin is a character from Star Wars lore, who I've used in games before, including one set 25,000 years ago, because that's when she was originated from. Arden Lin made her debut in a super good video game called Masters of the Terrazkazi that no one has ever said looks like the craziest, like 1997 rendering of a Star Wars fighting game you've ever seen. Fun fact, you know who else is in that game? Mara Jade. So in any case, so they fought before, like in the legends from, so point being, nice. Arden Lin, but they then kind of like, as they have to do with this like Star Wars stuff, they wound up deciding that she had been like frozen in time and brought back so the Emperor could put her into his service and such after tens of thousands of years of being kind of in stasis or in various things. So that's who she is. The images of her from that video game are kind of terrifying because of real Tekken 2 look, but nowhere near as good as Tekken 2. So yeah, so that is who that is. So we found out about her at a bit of a cost both of your sort of feelings of you've now recognized something you've always hated the Force, but now not having it feels rough, and your precious blaster pistol, which is not an easy thing to find. We leave the group with a choice between two pilots, the Dracelian Fujola Gavam, who seems very competent and capable and sort of like precise and knows exactly where she's going, or Jacket Girl, who's just in it. She's just in it looking for, she walks in a room and she is looking for the man who's got his belt buckled as near to the armpits as possible. That's what she's here for.
But the broader setting of this, for everyone who just joined.
Oh yeah, it's a Star Wars game set 680 years after the movies that we all know and love. And this game has all sorts of crazy characters in it, including a divorced couple looking for their kids, and an illusion creating Keldor Witch Knight, who's kind of like a cross between the old Krath witches from Legends comics and the Night Sisters of the Witch Knights. It has actual characters like R2-D2 and Mara Jade. So yeah, this is a lot of fun. So I would definitely say, if you want to see, Jacket Girl will be in next week's session one way or another, even if it's over comm. So definitely come back and check us out next week here at 7:30 p.m. on the Long Whistler Twitch. Tomorrow night we have Murder by Murder, Chapter 12. That is our Agatha Christie-style murder mystery. They have a lot of pieces. They've started eliminating suspects. It could end at any point. Probably won't, but it could. On Friday, we have another session of Blood from a Stone. Our last one was great. I really enjoyed our last Blood from a Stone. I say that every week, but it's a great game. So we're back in Merkshire, which is our kind of gothic horror, kind of UK from the 1800s. And we have a bunch of people at a mysterious castle for sort of a gathering of occult practitioners. And already things have gotten eerie and odd. There's a character there named Faust Simpleton. So that's all you need to know about that. He's a doctor.
Yes.
He's not great at it. That's his point. So yeah,
great at rugby though.
He's so good at rugby. He described his whole backstory so succinctly in one line, and I was like, that's fantastic. So basically, yeah. So check us out on Friday at 7:30, and then on Sunday we'll be back with our other Star Wars game. Pierce, you want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, sure. That's the one I run and Philip is a player in. It is called A More Wretched Hive. It is set 5 years after the 9th episode, after the fall of the First Order, which I will read every time is 5 times longer than they were in power. But we're just following a band who has now sort of gone on the run. Not really. They took another gig that landed them in a planet that seems to now be controlled by the First Order holdouts. And everyone's feeling just a little uneasy about how many stormtroopers there are around and how okay everyone seems with it.
I am infinitely more worried about the Pikes, if I'm being honest.
They're fine. I wouldn't worry about like the competition to your criminal boss who's
okay
finding out that you're on the planet. I wouldn't worry about that at all.
We will also have at some point between now and sometime another one of our kind of irregularly scheduled Star Trek games. I can't tell you exactly when that is, although I'm going to talk to some of these people here once we're off stream to talk schedule. So hopefully I'll be able to announce that one a little sooner than the hour before we usually do, or 5 minutes before as we do in time. So yes, check that out. Our Star Trek games. A week from Friday is our next full Star Trek game with kind of a larger crew. Kind of those are our marquee episodes, and then we do these smaller ones where I think from now on I'm going to try to do 2 at once. I really liked how that worked. Yeah, so they're kind of like it's kind of like a hybrid of like group storytelling and where we make some decisions by roles, but we kind of like come up with the like some character focused ones, or kind of it's a lot of fun. I really recommend that one. It's great. And then I also am now just promoting, because we're doing it this year, October, Halloween 2022. We are going to have a Blood from a Stone takeover for the last week of October, starting on Tuesday. Is it the 25th of Is that the Wednesday the 20th? Starting on Tuesday the 25th of October and lasting every day until Halloween night on the 31st. We are going to have an in sequence actual chapter of Blood from a Stone 7 days in a row, 7 different domains. There will be an interesting through line between them. We'll be revisiting some fantastic domains we've been to before, such as Merkshire Paradise. We will also be going to some new domains. And I guess I should also say session 69 will be happening on that. Chapter 69 is the Thursday of that week. We'll go to Voluptua for that. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I really recommend everybody check that out. And so that's all I've got.
Just as a minor note, I did post the links in the chat. If any of that sound interesting, check out our Discord. Philip writes recaps of every episode of every stream that we do. So you can kind of catch up in sort of, 20 paragraphs as opposed to hours and hours and hours of watching, if that sounds daunting.
But if you want to watch hours and hours,
also watch hours and hours.
Have a person do that.
I got to start doing fewer than 20 paragraphs if that's something I'm doing. Oh, boy.
Also, these are two Star Wars ones are only about a handful of episodes in, so these are easy to go back.
These are much easier to catch up on, yeah. Blood from a Stone, but here's the thing, Blood from a Stone, people die so fast, just jump in whenever on that. It's a lot of fun. So that's great. Go to our About page here on Twitch to find out stuff about all of our amazing players. Look out for Werther's Women, look out for Mothball Mamas. Like, I'm just saying, just know what you're getting into. That's what I'm saying. Just know what you're getting into. That's my advice. I think that's it. You guys ready should we call it a night and try to decompress from the numerous kinds of trauma I initiated on everyone, both to their lives and to their thinking about Jacket Girl.
Yes.
Well, on that note, we will leave you with the words I say as always. The Force will be with you. Always.